cover applying angle relationships. Our learning target for today is I can find angle measures when a transversal intersects parallel lines. So applying angle relationships. We can use our knowledge of the angles formed by parallel lines and transversals to find missing measurements. In the following examples, we'll write and solve equations to help us find missing information. So when I want to apply angle relationships to find these missing measurements, I can follow these steps to solve. First, I want to identify what the angle relationship is. So whether they be corresponding or alternate interior, alternate exterior, straight angles, vertical angles, same side interior, same side exterior, these all have a different type of relationship. Remember, I either have congruent angles or supplementary angles when I have parallel lines cut by a transversal. Once I've identified that angle relationship, I'll want to write an equation based off that relationship. So the equation will either be equal to 180 or equal to one another. Then I'll solve for my variable. Once I solve for my variable, I'll take that value and plug it back in to one of my original expressions to find the angle measure. If the angles are congruent, the angles will be the same. If the angles are supplementary, I'll find one angle, then subtract 180 to find the other angle. Now looking at an example, we have problem 1, Elm Street is parallel to Oak Street, and Cedar Drive cuts diagonally across the two streets. Find the measure of each marked angle. So again, I have parallel lines cut by a transversal. I want to identify the angle relationship. So if I look where the two angles are, I have 9x plus 61 and 3x plus 103. These two angles are corresponding, and corresponding angles are congruent. So I know that the angles are corresponding, and they must be congruent. Well, I need to know the value of x in order to find the angle measures, because I'm looking for the measure of each marked angle. So if I want to set up an equation, I know that they're equal, so I'd have 9x plus 61 is equal to 3x plus 103. Now I can solve this equation. If I subtract 61 from 103, I'll get 9x equals 3x plus 42. I'll subtract 3x from both sides. So I'll get 6x is equal to 42. I'll divide everything by 6 and get x is equal to 7. Now that I have x is equal to 7, I'll plug it back into one of my original expressions, either 9x plus 61 or 3x plus 103. Since these were corresponding, I know that they'll be congruent, so I only need to plug it in for one of them to find the measure of each angle. So if I plug it in for 9x plus 61, I'll have 9 times 7 plus 61. 9 times 7 is 63, so 63 plus 61 is equal to 124 degrees. So each angle is 124 degrees. Now looking at number 2, I have the side view of a table as shown, and the top of the table is parallel to the floor. Find the measure of each marked angle. So again, I have two parallel lines cut by a transversal. Now if I look at my angle relationship of 17x minus 9 and 4x, these are on the same side and on the interior, so they're same side interior angles. I know that same side interior angles are supplementary, so they're going to be equal to 180. So again, I know the marked angles are supplementary, they'll add up to 180. I want to find, again, the value of x in order to solve for each angle. Once I solve for x, then I can solve for the angles. So if these two angles are supplementary, I'm going to say 17x minus 9 plus 4x is equal to 180. I'm going to combine my like terms on the left side, so 17x and 4x will make 21x minus 9 equals 180. I'm going to add 9 to both sides, so 21x will equal 189. I'll divide everything by 21, so x will equal 9. Now that I've found the value of x, I need to take it and plug it back in to 17x minus 9 and 4x to find my two angles. So 17 times 9 minus 9 will equal 144. So one of the angles is 144 degrees. Now if I take 180 and subtract 144, that will give me my other angle of 36 degrees. I can also take the 9 and just plug it in for the 4x. So 4 times 9 is 36 degrees. So my other angle is 36 degrees. So I have 144 degrees and 36 degrees as my two angles. In today's lesson, we learned when applying angle relationships, follow these steps to solve. First, identify the angle relationship, then set up an equation based on the relationship, solve for the variable, then plug the variable's value in the original expression to find the value of the angle or angles. That's a wrap on today's video. We'll see you in the next one.